Hi, everyone. I would like to thank Lauren for hosting at the Pittsburgh Center for Holocaust Education. And I'd also like to thank Harvey for bringing this to the forefront because it's a story that can't be lost. And to preserve the memory of the survivors and what happened to our Jewish population. My name is Janet Bloom, and my mom was featured in the clip that you just saw. Both of my parents were Holocaust survivors. They were the sole survivors of their families. No one else survived. It was hard for my dad to talk about it. It was painful and emotional, but my mom was ready to talk. And when Leon approached her to do this testimony, she was raring to go with it. But she also gave testimony to facing history and ourselves in the late 1970s. And so many students and other people have seen my mother's testimony. But my mother was an extraordinary person. She survived against all odds. As you just saw in the clip, it was, quite emotional for me, to hear her. And I've seen this film several times. It was just, it's heart-wrenching to hear your mother talk about her last few words with her mother and how they were separated. I know that, my mom really gave quite a testimony, as Harvey had mentioned, in the 7 hours that he had gone through. If you watch the film Soul Witness, you'll also hear how she talks about falling in love. But from when when my mom especially would talk about the Holocaust, she had said that, and it happens to coincide with the shooting in Pittsburgh. It was October 27th. And when I recall October 27th, 2 years ago, that there was a shooting at the synagogue, it's like history repeating itself. My mother said that on October 27th, they were living in Radzin, Poland, and the Nazis stormed into my grandparents' house, and 11 family members were shot. My mother jumped out the window with her little brother, and she jumped into a haystack, and her little brother was shot, and she saw, it was horror. And then she ran to a neighbor's house and hid under a pile of wood. And the Germans came running after and looking for her, and they said in German, "There's another dog, another Jew hiding somewhere." But she escaped. So I just wanted to bring out that both of my parents dodged many bullets, and they survived against all odds. They had hope for the future when they came to this country. And they rebuilt their lives, and I'm proud of their family that they created, because what Hitler had done and their identity, everything was stripped away from them and the survivors just because they were Jewish. So we have to preserve this legacy, and it's so vitally important for everyone to hear their stories. Not just the Jewish community, but everyone needs to learn the lessons of the past. And that was the message that my mom and my dad wanted people to know, that this should not get lost, and the term never again, and to fight against anti-Semitism. So their testimonies are so important. So let's preserve their legacy. And that's my goal too. Thank you.